This is sitting at a 5-star right now. 5 stars. It's so good. Ugh. You see it. Part 2, baby. It's so much fun. What just happened? Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, thanks for stopping by, thanks for clicking on the video, and if you'd like, stick around. We talk about books here. My name is Ashley Hannah. It's a double name, I know. And yeah, we are at the end of the month, and what I really want to do is read at least one more book. We have this, what's today? Today is the 29th, I believe. No, it's the 28th. What day is it? It's the 28th. Crap, I was wrong. Okay, so it's the 28th, and I've read something like 9 books, maybe 8, and I just finished the behemoth that is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. And I gave this book like 4 stars, a good solid 4 stars, and it was magical, fantastical, a little bit of like a time travel-y element. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but I just said it, so deal. And I have been hearing nonstop from a medley of places that this author's other work, which is The Will of the Many, is the better of the 2 books. Like, people like this book, but people love The Will of the Many. And I'm curious. And I'm mostly curious because the fantasy boys at Two to Ramble, they have said that it's like Red Rising.
We love this book. Before Austin read this book, I told him, hey, by the way, this book is fantasy version of Red Rising. Do with that what you will.
And I loved Red Rising. Red Rising was such a good trilogy. Not sure about the saga because I can't go further in it. It's like, it's killing me. That I just don't want it to sully the memory. And I already read Iron Gold, and it kind of did sully the memory that was Red Rising, the trilogy. But we're not talking about that book. We're talking about The Will of the Many, and yeah, apparently it's really good. But also, it's a book talk book, so I'm scared. So, I'm going to read it. I picked it up from Libby. Luckily, my hold came in a couple days ago, so we're gonna try and read this before the end of the month. And that's basically all this video is about. So if you like reading vlogs, you're gonna maybe enjoy this one. Yeah, I'll try to keep all my spoilery thoughts to myself, / I might have a spoilery section at the end.
Yeah, that didn't end up happening. There were almost immediate spoilers, so you have been warned. I cannot control myself in this video, just letting you know that. Okay, thanks, bye.
So, we're gonna read, and hopefully I can finish it by the end of the month. Yay! Oh, what is it about, you ask? I have no idea. So, I have gotten about 2% in, and basically what I know so far is very little. I know that we're in one perspective, point of view, and it is from Vis's point of view. And he is in this jail type of a situation, and he is going down to these jail cells with this man. What's this man's name? I'm sorry, I do not know this man. Hospius. He's with this man Hospius, and Hospius is looking for Nateo. And other than that, that's really all I know. So we're going to keep going with that. We're going to keep rolling, and I will update as I read. Yay. Yay reading.
Open my eyes, I slept through the day. Slept through the day, feeling uneasy, I push it away. Push it away. Last night was fun, don't feel like today. Feel like today, let's do it again, let's go on a date. Cause tonight I'm gonna take you out and live the dream that we've been talking about. So we can dine and spend up all on those. Let's forget that we broke. I wanna celebrate and have some fun tonight. I wanna show you all the lavish.
I need to pause because I need to find my reading glasses. I can't read. Where are they? I have not been able to find my reading glasses for weeks. I had to borrow my mom's. Update, they were under my bed and now they're all dusty.
So raise your toast for all the good times that we'll have. It'll be like the movies, be like the movies. Rich people dreaming,
Okay, so I've successfully gotten through the prologue and a chapter of this book, and the prologue, so here's the thing. James Islington confuses me when he starts his books. That was the case with The Shadow of What Was Lost, and it's the case now. I'm not sure what's happening. And I even read the description on Goodreads as to what this is supposed to be about. I know there's supposed to be a school, like an academia aspect to the book, but I haven't gotten there yet because we're 2 chapters in, or 1 chapter in. But the prologue is Viz and his father's holding onto his hand, and he's over a chasm, and he's like holding on. His hand is bloody. It's kind of like when Frodo is hanging over the chasm in The Return of the King. And I don't know if that's in the past or in the future. So that happens. It's a very short prologue, and then we get to chapter 1, and Viz is basically guarding this prison with all these people, with this man named Hrolf. And Hrolf is older, and he forgets things, and I guess is affected by these sappers, or is affected by the place itself. I'm not sure. And they are guarding the prison with a bunch of people, and they're all like naked and emaciated, and they're being sapped. Their will is being sapped. And I guess that's kind of the part of the magic in this world. They have will that can be drained and given to the rich people. Again, I don't know what's happening. And then, like I said, Hospius came and wanted to see his old pal Nateo. So I think this is going to be a spoilery-filled vlog. Sorry. Oops. Okay, let's keep going. Although I don't have that much time. Well, no. What time is it? It's 12:52. I gotta go to work in a little bit. But until then, I will continue reading. And I'll update as we go. In this book, excuse me. In this book, we already have a mention. I'm on chapter 2. And we've already had a mention of Viz is about to do this, like, challenge, WWE. He's gonna be in an arena, and he's going to be fighting. He's gonna be fighting, and he looks around and sees that there's this girl, his like admirer, and we don't know who she is yet. But the description of her is curly, black hair, and dark skin. And you know what? I'm here for it. What else? I'm having a hard time because James Islington, he writes words I don't understand how to pronounce in my head. So I have to stop every couple of seconds and like go, Hospius, Nateo, and Octavii, which that one shouldn't be hard for me, but I don't know why it is. It's hard for me. Like Septimii, Octavii, it's hard. It's hard out here. So I'm having to slow down and say words out loud or just in my brain. So he just gave that man a beat down, so clearly he is stronger and smarter than people would give him credit for. I still don't understand the hierarchy of these levels, like the Sextus and the Septimii and the Octavii. Don't understand it, but we are on the 4th chapter, my friends, and first of all, we have a classic quote. Chain your anger in the dark, my mother used to tell me, and it will only thrive. I love when books talk about how your anger does something to you and how it changes you and how you just can't let it win, because it's a really dark emotion. It's a negative emotion, and you have to feel it and then let it drift away. Because I have a problem with anger too, so I really appreciate when authors write about that stuff like that. But I want to know more about his parents. And now apparently he was a prince of Seuss? What's a Seuss? Dr. Seuss? I don't know. I am enjoying this, and I don't want to leave my room to go to work. I don't want to move. I want to stay and read. That's all I want to do. So I am dressed and ready to go, and I really just want to continue reading. I am considering buying this book. That's how serious it is. I am reading it from the library, and I want to buy it, and I want to have it physically because I want to be able to tab things and write in it. I mean, I'm not really a writer in my books, but if I had the inclination, I would maybe, possibly, probably not. yeah, I'm liking the plot in and of itself. It's really good. And I really am enjoying the main character. And I love that it's just one perspective, one point of view. Sometimes I thought I liked a lot of people and switching around and bopping and booping around, but I'm finding that I don't like it. I want to be in one brain, in one brain bank. And so what's happened so far? Nothing really. We are in the orphanage because apparently Viz is a 17-year-old orphan, and he lives in an orphanage, and they're trying to get these people ready. Like, there's a matron, and the matron is needing him to help get the kids ready because there's going to be this sextus, I believe, a higher up. They're going to make an adoption. I hope they adopt him. Is that what's going to happen? Is he going to get adopted? Fun! I left my house, and you know I don't like leaving my house, because I needed to get the will of the many, and I'm really enjoying this, you guys. It's so good. I feel like I might be overselling it because I haven't finished the book, and I'm only 80 pages in, but we've had, so what's his face? Scissor? I don't know how to say his name. My high school me doing 1 year of Latin is screaming at me right now. We've had the guy that went to the prison. He went to, of course, the orphanage, and he adopted Viz, so daddy dearest. And he's like, okay, you are going to be my double agent, and you're going to infiltrate the academy. Then we went on this flying building, and then we had an explosion. So things are happening, like a lot. And we're getting a little bit of his backstory and how, of course, he was a prince, they killed his family, and now, what the heck is happening now? Now we're having the Anguis, who are like, okay, now you need to be our double agent. So there's both sides, and both sides are bad, and apparently Viz has his own motivations. So a lot of stuff is happening. And then we got the girl. The girl is back from the gladiator moment. Her name is Sidosha for now. We don't know her real name, but she just seems like the foil to Viz, and she's working with the Anguis, but she doesn't like the Anguis. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a good time, and I'm gonna keep going. This one section of the book where Viz is having to fly the Transvect, and Ulsi, that's what I'm gonna call him because I don't know how to say his name. Ulsi is like, he's MIA, he's away from keyboard, he's down. And he's like, I guess I'll just throw this lever. It's making me think, pull the lever, Kronk! It's given that energy, and yeah, I don't know how he managed to fly that thing, but he did. And now we are, so I've actually read a fair few pages, and we went to the academy, and we met Viridius, but we didn't know he was Viridius. Oh, also we met some students. We met a couple of the students, like Amissa and somebody else. I'm sure we'll meet them again. And then we got a little bit of Ulsi's like backstory. And now we are in the Telemus household. And we've met Lanistia. We met Lanistia, and I'm glad I have my physical copy because I've been able to tab things. It's like anything funny that's happening, like when Viz is so confident that he can sneak out because he wants to go and like eavesdrop on his daddy, and the fact that I'm calling him his daddy, he wants to go and eavesdrop on him. So he's like, I can get out of a room. I can scale down one story. It won't be that hard. And as soon as he gets out of his window, he falls to the ground. He's like, and then I fall to the ground. It's like the humor isn't anything like out of the ordinary, but I like dry wit. I like dry humor, and this is what it is. So I'm really enjoying this.
I had to, I'm on my phone right now. This is a terrible angle with me, and it's terrible video quality, but
Oh my gosh. Lenistia, like, full on attacks, what's his face, Vis, while trying to, like, get him to answer questions. And she's like, I needed to check your, what's the verbatim, your recall under pressure. And he's like, you needed to attack me to do that? And she's like, yes. And then he's like, check my back. Like, it's a school. Check my back. There's nothing more they can do to me. And then Lenistia takes her glasses off, and there's 2 white scarred and empty sockets. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay, I've only got a few minutes before I have to leave for work, but I have been really loving The Will of the Many. It's really good. Now we are at a point where there is we have like a Advenius. He came and he was like blustering a little bit in the baths, and he was like, hey, I need to talk to this. He woke him up from his slumber, and basically he was like, you should meet my daughter. So this, being the calculative king that he is, he was like, bet, I'll meet your daughter if we can go to the festival thingy of Joven, I think. And basically, yeah, I wet my hair a lot to put it in a ponytail, y'all. Basically, that is all happening because I have a wet head. That's all happening because Viz needs to meet with Theodosia, or else they're going to out him to the peoples and tell everybody where he's from, that he's a prince, that I guess he's not wanted per se. Also, look at this scrunchie. This is ridiculous. I can't find my other scrunchie, and this one, that's like, if you got thick hair, your scrunchies will look like this. Gosh, like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. But where was I going with that? Theodosia. Oh yeah, she's with the, I don't know how to say their name. Not Augurs, that's a different book. That's his other series. I can't remember. But they are the other faction of people that are trying to get Viz on their side. And they're like, be there or be square, or else we are going to out you. So we're about to go there. And I wanted to keep reading, but does anybody else have this problem where if you have something you know you have to do in an hour, you don't want to read because you're like, I don't want to get wrapped up in the world and then be late for that thing I have to do. So anytime I have to, sorry, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder to do my ponytail. Anytime I have to do something, I feel like I can't read. Now, how many times is this ponytail going to go around? Not that many times. Oh my gosh, that's a terrible ponytail. I need to find a better ponytail holder, sorry. I found one! I found one that's not all strung out. See, this is what they usually, okay, listen, look at this. How late am I? I have 10 minutes. Look at this difference between the ponytail holders. This is ridiculous. Okay, we're back. So, yeah, I'm brushing my hair. Ooh la la. But yeah, I like this book because it's very much so like The Name of the Wind. The main character, Viz, I think I might need to marry him because I love a character that has a hard time not letting their pride get the best of them. I don't know why I'm into that trope, but I am. And he's so angry, and that's like a toxic romance if there ever was one. But yeah, I am getting ready for work, tucking my shirt in, professional. And I think I'm like 150-ish pages in. I don't think I'm going to finish this by the end of the weekend. It's Saturday, and it's the 30th tomorrow. So it's not looking great for this video concept, but I am enjoying it. So I can't wait to see Theodosia. I can't wait to see, what's her name? Aqua? Is that her name? All of these names. James Islington, why are you doing this to me? You're making me feel stupid. Oh my gosh, I hit the squeaky part of my floor. Okay, I am now at part 2. Do you see it? Do you see it? Part 2, baby. And it could not come any sooner. Not that I'm not enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. We had some reveals. We had a little like, terrorist attack, if you will, on the peoples of the, what are these people called? The hierarchy. There we go. So the Anguis. I found the name in my brain bank. Also, good morning. I'm scattered. I thoroughly enjoyed the training montage we've gotten with Lanistia and Cadmos and Vis. It's going great. But I was like, when are we gonna get the academy aspect of everything? When are we gonna get it? But after that little attack that happened when Aqua and Vis went to the Jovan Festival, and he met up with the Anguis and Sedosha, and he was like, I'm not really about it. I'm not about murder. And they're like, fine, but a broken blade can still cut. So while they're watching this little tournament bout of the ships and all that stuff, Meliorn, that's a Mortal Instruments name. Melior, he, what's his face? This knew him in the past. He was one of his dad's advisors. So he's like, yo, Esteban, how you doing? He's like, I'm good, fam. I'm gonna wreck everything. I'm gonna tear it up. And so then he's like, then Melior literally explodes all these people. And then Vis is like, Vec, I gotta go and deal with this. So he ends up going to him. He doesn't want to kill him, but of course Melior is like, that broken sword, that broken blade thing. So he makes Vis an not unassuming, the word is escaping me. He doesn't want to be a murderer, but he becomes one to ostensibly help the Anguis, but then it also makes the hierarchy think that he's like a hero. I don't know what's happening so far on that front. But now this is like famous. And now at part 2, we are about to go to the academy, and I cannot wait. As you can see, lots of tabs are happening. I'm enjoying this fully. I'm just hoping that James Islington doesn't do anything to screw it up, because I want to love this. I want it to be a 5-star favorite. I want it to be my favorites of the year video come December. I want that for all of us. Yeah. It's also the 30th of June, so clearly I'm on page 618. 618? Girl, you thought 218. I'm not that far along. But I'm going slowly because I'm wanting to tab and I'm wanting to ingest everything. So we're going to keep going slow. We'll see if I get any further into the book. I'm also currently reading about 500 other books, and that is hyperbole. What am I reading, you ask? I'm reading, it's called The Fake Out by, what the hell is her name? Oh, by Stephanie Archer, The Fake Out. This book, wait, why did I start reading it? Oh, I started reading it because somebody commented, I was like, what are your 5-star favorites? And someone commented this book, and I was like, ooh, let me read. And I was like, ooh, no. No shade to this person. I can understand why you would like it, but I'm sorry. The dragons are a little cringy. But I'm torn as to whether or not I need to finish it. I'm pretty sure I got very far along. And also, the other reason why I think this is not for me is because there's a lot of smut, and I'm just not in that place. I need a closed door. Blindfolds. So I'm reading that. And then when it's slow at work, I read Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And I'm actually really liking it. Granted, I'm only 57 pages in, but it's good. What's the other book I'm reading? I'm also currently reading, can't remember. Okay, we're gonna keep reading Will of the Many. That's already 3 books right there. That's a lot. So, Penmeric. I'm reading Penmeric by Susan Howich.
Let's pretend this isn't my life. Let's pretend it was a great night. Let's pretend that it was real nice. Let's pretend that it's a movie. Let's pretend that it's a story. Let's pretend that it was glory.
We've got another update. I'm currently making scalloped potatoes, so, you know, I gotta be quick. But what has happened since I updated you? I actually haven't read that much. I was doing my June wrap-up. Go watch that video, it's right here. I was doing my June wrap-up because I don't want to be as late as I was last month. So that took a little bit of time, and then I was watching BookTube, and then I worked out a little bit. So I'm back, and y'all, we're in the school. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I love this academy. I love its tier system. So we start out in this class 7. So that's started from the bottom. Class 7. I'm referencing Drake way too much in my videos. So this goes to the academy, and he sees Viridius, and Viridius takes him on like a little tour, and he meets Calidus, and Calidus gives no Fs. He's like, I don't know, I don't even know what kind of a character to compare him to. He's in a class of his own. And so Viz gets into a little bit of a kerfluffle. He gets into a fight because Viz gets into a fight. That's just the way Viz is. And he like obviously owns this guy. His name is Aiden. He's got red hair. Aiden. I think that's how you say his name. Well, we meet Aiden, and because of like the class system, and who Calidus's father is, he is bullied. And so Viz sticks up for him and gets into some punishment trouble. Then we end up seeing, and also he gets him to make a to accept a threefold apology, which I don't know what that is, but it was awesome. And then we go to Viz's first class, and he's like, obviously he knows everything because he's been training. And the teacher's like, oh, like, you can put that aside. Like, you can try and answer the questions if you can. Like, it'll take you a while. And he's like, done. What else? What else do you want me to do? So, obviously, he goes up to the next level, the class 6. But the thing is, people are in class 7 goofing off and not caring for a reason. They don't have to do anything. They can just get by. And then we meet Amissa, like, you know, really meet Amissa, instead of just seeing her after the Transvect crash. And she's so nice, and there's like oh my gosh, I've been taking tabs, you guys. I've been taking notes. And Viz's parents have something to say about flirtation. It says, my parents would often warn me that attraction, the rush of flirtation, the excitement of seeing someone reciprocate your interest can become compulsion if left unchecked. A desire that encourages poor decisions. Okay. I like the way this is written. I'm loving James Islington's prose. I love it. And after that, we had, Amissa and Viz are like mucking out the stables because that was his punishment. And she's like, I'm gonna help you, boo-boo. And I don't know if I ship him with Sadosha. I don't know. I don't know if we're supposed to, but Amissa's cute. We like her. And and now we're just with Viz as he tries to make friends in class 6, but he's not going to. So Calidus, they're going to be pariahs together, and that's what's happened. And it's so interesting to see that Viz is like, he's smart, but he also doesn't connect certain dots until they're there right in front of his face. So he thinks that Viridius, he thinks that he doesn't have anything against him, but then it's like, oh, you didn't realize that he was probably setting you up when he made you go to meet Calidus first and had Calidus take you to the cafeteria when he knew that Calidus is not well liked. He's trying to sabotage you, you dummy. But Viz learns the hard way, and I love this book, so let's keep going. We're on page 323. Ooh la la. What has happened? Ooh, we ran the labyrinth. I don't know if, okay, I feel like I'm saying a lot of things that I've already said before, but we're running the labyrinth. And, well, we did run the labyrinth. That's happened a long time ago. And my man, Viz, he, in true, like, baddie fashion, I'm sorry, he's Quoth. He is him. In true fashion, like Quoth, he runs the labyrinth with Aiden. He does it first, and they're like not a great team, but like they're an unlikely pairing. They're the two that don't talk to anybody else in 6th. And the first time they do it, Viz is running and he gets really close to the end, but he doesn't win. But then when they swap and he's doing the controlling, Aiden gets through the labyrinth and they win, but then they get disqualified by Dultatus because we don't like Dultatus, and he's trying to keep the man down. And so after that, they're disqualified because they were talking in Aiden's language, and later on we have a really funny moment where they're speaking in that language and they're speaking about Dultatus, and like it's a funny scene. Just trust me. I tabbed it. And then Viz, oh my gosh, Viz is so smart. Okay, so he goes and he looks around in the ruins and he finds some shady stuff, and he almost gets caught, and he punctures his hand on a spike, and Aiden sees this. He's the only one up at night, and he covers for Viz, and he's like, and so then he's like, okay, I need to make sure that people know that I have this injury. And he's like, it's gonna look suspicious if I have an injury and they found blood on the spiked wall. So he pretends to be klutzy and impale himself on a knife during breakfast, and they're like, what a fool. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm such a fool. But he's not a fool. He's smart. And then, what's happened so far? Now we are at the necropolis. And I'm just loving this cast of characters. I'm loving Calidus, Aiden, Amissa, Viz, of course. And yeah, we're going to keep on going. It is now a new month. It is July 1st. Yeah, and I'm kind of mad because my job, they scheduled me to work. And I don't want to, but that's about it.
Oh my gosh, the way I just gasped audibly. On page 329, we're at the necropolis, and frickin' Ulkiskor, I don't know how to say his name still to this day. He is like, come meet your mommy. It's Sadosha. Oh my gosh. Ah! What in the world? What in the world? James Islington, what are you doing to me? What are you doing?
Okie dokie artichokes, we just got to page 409. I'm effectively about 65% through this bad boy. I am... Okay, you know when you're reading a book and you don't want it to end, so you don't want to keep reading, but you want to keep reading? I'm at that point, so I'm like, I could very well finish this book today. I mean, I have to go to work today, but still. And then I have my weekend is happening in the next 2 days, so I mean, I could finish it then, but I don't want to. I don't want to be away from this book because, okay, this is book number 1 in a trilogy, and the next book isn't coming out until 2025. Anyway, what happened, you ask? This is a book reading vlog. I need to tell you what's happened. So, I don't remember. Oh, no. Viz, or should I call him Diago? Answer me this. Tell me this. Should I call him Viz or Diago? I don't know. It's like, how should I call Sadosha or Velusia? I don't know. Viz has done, he wanted to go up to class 5, and Tadia is like, hey, where is Viz? Can he please come up to my class? And Dultatus is like, no, he cannot. He is not smart. He's not good. And basically, to assuage this, Tadia is like, fine, have him defeat your best student, and then he'll come to my class. So they duel, and Viz, I had to chuckle at this. I actually laughed, because Viz is like, I'm a great dueler. I was in the Victorum. Was that what it was called? He fought in the theater. And they're like, okay. Ianix, who he's supposed to be fighting, he's like, he is the #1 dueler. Like, he just completed a competition in dueling. And top it all off, it's not combat fighting as in like person v person. It's like you're controlling some armor and a robot, and it's up against another person controlling an armored robot. So this is like, what the heck? And then, oh gosh, and like, there's like this cute romance between Amissa and Viz. I don't know why I thought Viz was gonna get with Relucia. That's apparently not happening, and I don't know why I was getting vibes, but I was. So, when she's helping him prepare for this with Iden, they're talking in the language that Iden knows, and they assume that Amissa doesn't know it, so they're like, so Iden's like, Viz, you love her so much, you think she's cute, and he's like, yeah, I think she's cute, and smart, and blah, 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 and this, and that, and the other, and then, later on they assume she can't speak the language. When she's leaving them, she's like, she says goodbye in that language, and they're like, what? It's so funny! It's so good! Ugh. Okay, and now Viz is in class 4. Because also, Daddy Dearest was like, get up there in the ranks, or else I'm gonna send you to the sapper. So, now we're just waiting. We're just waiting to see, I'm waiting to see when he's gonna get up to class 3. And each time I read a page, I get more and more scared that he's not gonna do what he needs to do. But I know he's gonna do what he needs to do, because this is a book that has more than one to it. I'm having so much fun. I haven't had this much fun reading a book since The Name of the Wind, or like, I don't remember the last time I had this much fun. But right now I am just drinking some coffee and trying to hype myself up to work. Here's the thing. Where I work, it's really boring. And so, like, if it's not busy, it's really boring. And I am allowed to bring a book, so I've been bringing Wuthering Heights along because, you know, it's a small book, and it makes me seem literally astute. So, no, that's not the reason why I'm reading it. I actually do have a genuine interest in Wuthering Heights. I have an interest in classics this year because I feel like I haven't been reading very many, you know, in years prior. But when you're on a kick with a book, you just want to read it. But this one's too big and chunky for me to, like, justify bringing it. I don't know. But at least I'm not bringing along like a book that's like a romance-centered book with like a bare-chested man on the cover. That would be really not right. It wouldn't be embarrassing because I don't get embarrassed, like, at all. But it'd be a choice. It would make more people ask me what I'm reading. That's the other thing. When you're reading in public, people distract you because they're like, what are you reading? Do you like it? What's it about? And you're like, I'm reading. You can tell I'm reading. Stop bothering me. I'm reading. As you can tell, I'm an introvert. Or am I here's the thing. I think I'm an introverted extrovert because I don't get my battery charged being at home. I like to do things, but I'm shy. So I think I'm an introverted extrovert. Let me know. What are you? Are you an introvert, an extrovert, or any combination of the two? Okay, I don't know Roman numerals, so I don't know what chapter I'm on. But I do know I'm on part 3, and I'm having a hard time, like, getting through this because we are at the point where we're trying to do the Eucidium thing. I don't know if that's how you say it. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. And also, I realize probably no one cares about what I think about this book or that I'm reading it in general, but that's what the internet is. That's what it's for me to vomit the words for books I love. This is sitting at a 5-star right now. 5 stars. What happened? Oh my gosh, we went back to Suis to see Vis's or Tiago's hometown, and it was really hard for our baby boy. It was very hard for him to get through it. But he did. Get through it, he did. And we found that there are a bunch of people who are double agents, who are plotting. I still can't tell if we like the Anguis or not, but Viz is very much so of the notion, don't get revenge, it doesn't do anything for you. But, Ulce's score, he has said, get into that labyrinth or you go into the sapper. He said this many times, and yet still I kind of thought maybe he does want to be like a daddy figure, but he doesn't. He's not very, even like Lanistia, she's like, yo, that's harsh. You're being harsh. Take a chill pill. You're being rude. And even still, yeah. So we're going into, oh my gosh, the way that Viz finagled himself into class 3. Snaps. And also, Emissa and Viz's little love. And he's like, I'm sorry, but I'm still, like, I can't tell you anything. Oh my gosh, and then Calidus, Calidus is smart, but not smart enough to know that, like, you shouldn't steal things from your dad's job, like, stuff that's basically saying, hey, there's these kids who are going missing. They're going missing at the academy. Look into that. And I don't even know if I've said why we're even at the academy. We're at the academy to figure out what happened to Karor. Don't know how I say his name. We're there to find out for Ulce. And, because everybody thinks that Ulcescore's brother committed suicide, but he didn't. And we want to figure out what happened. Because during his year in school, what's-his-face? Karor died, and Lanistia came back blind. So we're trying to figure out what happened, and that's where the whole labyrinth in the Red Dome situation comes into play. And basically, Viz, no matter what he does, he has to figure out what happened there. He has to go and do the labyrinth. And I'm just... I don't want the plot to continue because I want Viz to continue having fun with his... He has friends! He has friends. And I'm also quite intrigued by what's-his-face? Indel. Indel is... He's like your classic, I guess, not jock, but just the popular guy on campus. But, so, no, even though he's in class 3 with everybody else, they're like, oh, he's not that smart. But he's got a brain behind all that beauty and that brawn. So I'm curious about him and why he doesn't want Belly. But I figure he's probably, maybe he's gay, I don't know. Maybe that's why. Because there are some things with the birthright that are kind of weird. Like the fact that you have to get married, you have to procreate, or else you get taxed heavily. Like this world and their whole going about, like their system is really interesting and really strict. So yeah, that's what's happening. I have only that much left. Let's see here. I think I have 100 pages left. I don't want to spoil myself. Yeah, I have just about 100 pages left. So theoretically I could finish it today, but I don't want to. I finished this And I'm going to go into more detail tomorrow, so don't you worry, your pretty little face. But I'm sad. I'm so sad. And I'm confused. What in the world? What just happened? I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I just woke up and I've had some time to sleep and think. I finished this book at like 11:30, so past my bedtime, and I did, like I said, I don't know what I said last night because I was unwell. I cried. What in the world happening? What in the world happening? What in the world happened? I'm sad. I'm in a book slump, and I'm confused. I don't know what happened to these characters. What happened to Viz? Okay, I don't know where I was before, and I was in the middle of drinking my coffee, so let's have a coffee talk. So we were doing the IU Decidium, which, can I also tell you that I went the whole book saying 75% of these things wrong. There is a glossary, an index with names of things and people on how to say them correctly. If you're like me, go to the back of the book and say it and teach yourself. I need to do that still. And the way this Idicidium works is that no one knows what's going to happen. Like, it changes every year. But this year, it was basically like a game of capture the flag. And Viz uses all of his smarts to, like, get the tracker out of him. He uses Equa. It's not Aqua, it's Equa. He uses Equa and Calidus as his team. And it's so cute how he's like, how Calidus thinks the best of Equa. He's like, she's going to come back when, like, right away, Viz's medallion is taken away from him, and he's tied up by, is it Belly? Yeah, Belly has a gripe. And then, what the hell happens after that? This is good. This is making me retain what I'm reading. Oh my gosh. Then we meet Diago, the little, like, a loopy pup that Viz nurses back to health 6 months ago. We meet Diago again, and Diago keeps coming back and keeps saving him. So, I mean, technically, Viz didn't do it on his own. Like, he goes and runs the labyrinth, and he does that. And then he is in that thing, I guess, where he gets teleported. In the end, we figure out that he just has been made a clone. He is cloned. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. He goes to Obidium and Lucium, and the real world is called Res, apparently. But that's neither here nor there, because after he does this, he, like, gets bitten by all of these, like, you know, zombie people, and his blood gets tainted. And then when he goes and tells, because the August, they have gotten into the game, and they've infiltrated, and they took the place of the safety people, and they're just killing all of the children that are in the academy. They're killing everybody. And we finally get to where the heart of Joven is, and Amissa, and she saves Viz, but then she sees his blood and apparently knows that he's been tainted and thinks, okay, I need to kill him. She almost kills our man. But she doesn't. He falls into the river and he's fine because he's Viz. He's dealt with worse. And then the thing that really got me, that made me cry last night, we go back to Calidus, and he has been attacked by one of the August, and he killed the August, but the August also kills him, but not before Viz takes his body, and, like, they have a little conversation. He's trying to keep him conscious, but then he ends up dying, and it's very much so a take my body back. And he's like, will you let my dad know why I was in 7th, why I was in class 7? And he's like, yeah, I'll let him know. And it just makes me so sad because he didn't even want to go. He didn't even want to be there. And then Viz ends up, he slams the heart of Joven back in. He's like, you owe me some explanations. And then And then Viz wakes up with no left arm, which was quite the shock for me. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I really did. I saw it on the wall. But and that reminded me of the Hunger Games with PETA. So I was just getting flashbacks from the war that is the reading I've done. Okay, and then after that, we have almost no answers. All we know is that Viz is mad at Viridius. And, oh my gosh, did I not say we found Belly? She ran the labyrinth and she did not complete it. She did not win, clearly. Not sure what happened after that. Then then they're like, Viz, you need to choose a place to go because you won your Dometer. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to work? And Viz chooses Calidus's dad's work. So that's where we're going to be going in book 2, obviously. But we also get like this weird, and it's reminiscent of Rhythm of War. It's very reminiscent of that at the end of that book where, so in this book, Viz, you have him, the same scene that happened in the labyrinth, it happens twice over in different circumstances, and we get in, it's either Lucium or Obidum, I can't remember, we get Viz and K-Roar, because K-Roar didn't actually die, only one of his clones did. And so he's just in that other world, and he's like, okay, we're gonna need to send a message, hold tight, I'm gonna write on your arm. So I don't even know what's happening. I looked on Reddit, and apparently people think that we're going to have to combine the 3 Vizes in the next book. It's wild. He leaves us off on such a cliffhanger. This is my favorite book of the year, I think. I just need to talk about it with somebody. And I feel like I missed so many things in this novel. But let's debrief. Let's debrief. So, 5 stars, obviously. 6 stars for this book. It was amazing. The world, the characters, the fact that I was so emotionally invested in these characters, that's how I know it's a good book. If you can make me care about your characters, I'm yours forever. I loved all the characters. I loved how flawed they were. I loved how smart they were, but not smart enough. So like these still had their weaknesses. I loved the magic system, even though I don't understand it. That's one thing I will say. I don't understand will and using will and why people can't use will. Like I get it, but I don't get it. Because I feel like there was a point where the author would say, and their eyes got dark. And I thought that was just like a thing where some authors, even in like romance novels, they're like, and his eyes went black. And it's like, did they really go black? But in this, they really went black. Like Amissa, when she uses will at the very end of the competition, she uses will to kill the guy that's trying to kill Viz. And Viz is like, you used will, and her green eyes go black. So clearly that's how it works. But I don't understand how you use will. And I don't understand how these people overthrew the other places. So I get, maybe, is it that the Cadenins, were they on the side of extreme progression and like futuristic wise, like technologically, are they trying to advance? So they were taking all of the primitive societies and basically causing genocide. Were they doing that? Is that why Suis was attacked? Because they didn't use will and they wanted to keep things very man-made? Were they like the Amish? That's my question. One of them, one of many. And, I've seen a couple people say that they don't think that James Islington was good at describing characters and the way they looked, and that he would only describe male characters, and that they were all handsome. And they were like, I don't know what a single girl looked like in this novel. And to that I say, you weren't trying hard enough. You weren't trying hard enough. Sedosha, she's one of the first female characters we meet, and she's clearly a black girl who's cute. And then Amissa, we know what she looks like, I think. Although maybe I don't. But Belly, I know Belly's a redhead with curls. I know that. We know this.
Raise the love. Okay. All right. So that one is dead. We know that.
And I think that James Islington did what he needed to do. I also think that, like, where I read the Shadow What Was Lost and did not, I enjoyed it, obviously. I give it 4 stars. But there were parts of it that, you know, weren't great. And it was clearly his debut novel, and it was, I think it was self-published too. Where that book, the dialogue was a little stilted, like there were things to be improved upon. In this book, the dialogue is so good. The dialogue is one of its best features. There were so many moments where I was like, that's funny. That's true. I love it. I love it. It was so good. And then there's the overarching talk of society as a whole, and greed, avarice, and what you are willing to do, and the fact that Viz's dad at the near the end of the book, I gotta talk about Viz's dad. But Viz's dad, we had a flashback, and he was like, you know, why do you think you're gonna make a good ruler? And Viz's dad is like, there is no right answer. You will never be a good ruler, but knowing so, number 1, makes it better, and 2, the fact that, okay, I actually pulled it up to the place that it was. You need to be brave and kind and cunning and frugal and generous and disciplined and moral and cutthroat. You need to be caring and judgmental. You need to preempt, but never unfairly. You need to be completely honest with your people, but be mindful of what information could harm them. You need to, and then Viz says, it's impossible. You're saying there's no such thing as a good ruler. There isn't. And this is the risk of our world, Diago. The flaw of our system is in its head, in us. The qualities of a king change the kingdom, and not one of us is perfect enough to have a right to lead. And then he says, I want you to understand that no country's governance is perfect. Anyone who looks at a system of people and thinks the system is the problem is a fool. But I also want you to understand the hierarchies is far more insidious, because it's not imperiled by a flaw, it is built on one. And he says, greed. Greed! But yeah, he's like, any system that rewards people for their sense of greed and avarice and building upon one's backs is a flawed system. But then there's also the point of the people at the bottom are not just as, but they're implicated as well, because they're letting these things happen to them. If everyone stood up to one thing at the top, that person at the top wouldn't be there. So there's also that. And then, yeah, I love the overall moral to this story. I love it. I love books like this. And then, my last thing is that I had to pour one out for Mr. Diago having that moment where he comes to in the hospital, and he's like, my dad is here, but he's not here. He's like, you're dead. And he's like, yeah, I'm dead, son. But I'm proud of you. Okay, I don't want this video to end because I had so much fun reading this. If you had fun watching it, give it a thumbs up. You probably didn't make it this far. I don't know how long this video is. It's probably an hour long. I had so much fun. Tell me what's the next fantasy book you want to see me read, and I'll probably put it on my list of books to be read. I'm a mood reader though, so don't count on it anytime soon. I'm unwell. Okay. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers because I think that'd be cool. Alright. Bye.
Open my eyes, I slept through the day. Slept through the day, feeling uneasy, I push it away. Push it away. Last night was fun, don't feel like today.